What's going on, everybody? So obviously we're back in the garage yet again. That's awesome. So we're just gonna go through and give a little bit of a status update for our video that's gonna be posting next. I did get a couple of things, obviously, while we've been away. I actually did order some stuff off of Amazon, you know, our glorious friend. And basically, I got this piece here. You can kind of see what it is. So just to tell you what it actually is, though, it's actually a positive and negative terminal, to where I can go through and have all the lines from the nitrous and all that stuff to where it's all coming down nicely into one block, to where I don't have to have a bunch of fuses and everything that are just awful to look at. Anyways, that we're going to go through and use that in the future. But what I wanted to do for this little segment here is I wanted to sit in the car and go through and show you what we're going to be doing on the inside of the car. And I'm not going to show you the dirty car because she's super dirty as we're getting in. Super, super dirty. And I got to move some stuff around. So let me get in, we'll show you. Okay, so we're sitting in the car and we've got the bottle heater in our hand. We're going to put that aside. Okay, so we have our wires on the inside of the car. Obviously, we're going to have to go through and put them into the proper spot. What I'm thinking, and bear with me because obviously I'm doing this with a selfie stick right now, so it's tons of fun. We're going to go through and put the switches inside of the center console. Can't really see anything. I can't really turn on the light to show you extra stuff. Actually, yes, I can. I'm going to flip you around and we'll show you. Okay, so that's where all the stuff is going to go inside of. Obviously, right now we've got some of the pre-drilled holes. Or not really drilled holes, but obviously that's from factory. And the reason that those are there is because normally there's a mat or something on the inside of it, and it's one of those non-slip type deals. And we're not going to be putting that back in there. Instead, we're going to have the gauge and the actual switches and all that stuff right here. And then we're going to actually have it probably be this whole container there, I guess you can call it. I don't know, whatever. We do have some power that we're probably going to tap into for some of our stuff, just to give us the power lead here, because obviously these are for switches. So obviously when we hit the switch, we want the power to go from the actual source through the switch, through the wire, to obviously in where the hood is at, where all the stuff is actually going to be there. So welcome to the inside of the car. Obviously, we got the radar detector. We have our current setup for the steering wheel and everything else, which we are going to have to go through and take off the airbag to get behind it, to go through and basically put some switches. I want to put a switch here is my thought, and then obviously the same thing on this side over here. This side will be for the nitrous, and then this one over here will be for the line lock. And so this way, when we're actually going through, I can still use the Tiptronic shifters and then have the button right here. And so obviously I can still have full control over the car while we're not, you know, let's be safe about it, because that's what we like to be. Obviously I did get the nitrous line ran. It is obviously all the way to the back where the bottle is at. The line is already ran here. Let's close that down. And you can see the line that's tapping in there. Now that is right there, the pressure sensor that's off to the side there. We have to wire that up into the actual gauge. The gauge, again, is going to be going in the center here. I'm probably going to put it off to the left, like right in this section right here. And then, yeah, it's coming to fruition here. I love it. I do kind of wish I had a different steering wheel, but the one that I kind of saw that I liked, is not cheap, and so I'm just gonna go through and kind of make my own. I kind of like that scenario there. Other than that, I mean, there's not a whole lot of stuff that we're gonna have to really do inside of the car. I have the other gauges down here, which is right there. Obviously you can see them. The oil temperature, the pressure. The pressure is what I'm concerned about. What I am going to go through and do just before I actually start the car, because obviously I want to be completely safe about it. And the reason I say that is because with us making the modifications to add the oil cooler setup, the actual filter plate that comes off the side of the motor had that brass fitting, that 90 degrees. Obviously, you guys have seen that in the previous videos if you've seen that. If you haven't, go watch those videos, because this is a lot of custom work. This is, as far as I know, this is the first in the world that I've seen for the V6 Camaro for oil cooling, which I know it's kind of a, all the V8 guys are going to be like, oh, you don't need that. It's like, no, I keep up with some of you guys. I'm part of a lot of clubs, and we do a lot of hot runs. And what I mean by that is we're doing high speed for a long amount of times. And the last time I actually did that, I was actually hanging out with Calico Corvettes, and we were in the middle of, I think it was in Vegas. It was in Nevada somewhere. And we were on a stretch of highway, and we were going pretty fast. I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to say any numbers to that effect, because obviously we're in Mexico as far as everybody's concerned. But I was going for a long amount of time to where I could actually smell the oil inside of the car because the engine was getting that hot. And I was like, not a fan of that. That's why I started doing research for the oil cooling in general. And the oil cooling does not exist on this car, which is surprising. Yes, I understand it's not a popular car for basically, motorsports. The Camaro itself is, but not the V6. And the V6 has a lot of options, especially considering the 5th gen that I'm in right now. The power that comes stock is actually better than some of the V8s from previous models, obviously, which that's just technology for you. It's gotten better and better and better as it's going along. But the V6 here, when I first got it, I think stock, and I'm probably wrong on my numbers, but I know from the crank, it was over 300 horses. The Hosies, we like the horse purrs around here. But now I have no idea what we're at. I have not dynoed it since I've done any of the modifications to the car at all. I know that there's more to it because obviously the tune opens up a lot, the cold air intake opens up a lot, the actual exhaust opens up a lot, and now we're going to have the nitrous on top of that. And so I want to go to a dyno, but the problem is all the ones that I know of are like on the other side of town, and that's a day trip, and we don't have a lot of days off as it is. So I do want to eventually do that, though. I would love to go out and just, do a track day or, dyno or both or whatever. So that's probably going to be a future thing as well. But as of right now, we have no idea what the actual number is. But my point is, the reason being, we did the oil cooler because it needed it. It's going to end up being better for the motor itself because having the cooler oil will, obviously, the block doesn't have as much stress going through it. It's staying at high temperatures and then coming back down. It's better to be leveled out. So that's the whole point of a cooling system, is to obviously have better performance for longer amounts of time. That's the whole point. So I went through and obviously I did the R&D. So you guys, if you're wanting to do this, reach out to me. I'll go over everything with you. Obviously, I did have parts. I just kind of didn't go over everything. It's not very hard to do it for the actual part lineup. It is a lot of work. I will say that. Obviously, you guys have seen it on the channel too. But anyways, we're going to have a lot of fun with it. I am super excited to get this done. At this point, we just got to do the gauges. We got to do the wiring, which the wiring is not going to be that complicated, but we just got to do it. That's my problem, is I got to find the time to do it. So we're probably going to end up having another garage day on Sunday coming up. And don't know who's coming over. I know Tony was supposed to have been getting some parts today, but I don't know if he got impatient like I did and, did some stuff himself. I have no idea. I haven't heard from him today about it. Oh, I got to show you something my dad did. He tried being slick the other day while I was working on other stuff. I'll show you. Look at what he did. It's on both mirrors. I mean, it's funny. And it definitely fits. So, thanks, Dad. Appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, like I said, there's not a whole lot in the car to still really do. I do have a lot of customization stuff that I want to go through and do. Like, I have designed some special dash inserts, as well as some other things I'm going to do here inside of the vehicle, just again for customization, because she's a show car when she's not being a race car. And so I'm excited to do that. I have a lot of work, and I keep saying that because I know exactly what I want to do, and you guys have no idea what I'm planning on doing. It's just, keep in mind, this is my hobby, so I do have a lot of things in my mind. I'm very good at designing things, but taking the time to sit there and manufacture and just tweak and everything else, it's time consuming. You guys know, you've been through this with me. I'm just kind of rambling on, but anyways, I think we're going to end the video here. Obviously, we do have a lot of other content. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Yes. So, caliper, the one we're waiting on, still delayed. Got delayed again. I did drop it back off to them to redo it. I called them a week later, and, oh yeah, it'll be done. Come on down tomorrow. I'm like, okay, cool, awesome, thanks, let's get it done. So I drove all the way over there. I got literally 5 minutes away from their doorstep, and they called me, oh, we gotta redo it again. Really? So I'm like, okay, call me and let me know when it's done. And then 20 minutes later, I got frustrated. And I called them. I was like, you know what? This is ridiculous. Can you ship it to me? So they said yes. I'm like, cool. And then after I got off the phone with them, I started thinking about it. I was like, why wasn't that offered in the first place? I'm not going to complain too much because they're going to ship it to me, but at the same time, this is like a lot. I've been down there like 4 times now for this one part. All the other stuff turned out great. I don't understand why this one piece is just taking forever. Obviously, they keep saying it's because of the brake fluid leaking out of it, but I'm thinking to myself, you know it's probably going to do that. Why are you making it to where it can leak out of it? Put the drain hole up to where it's just keeps the stuff inside of the caliper. I don't get it. That's their profession. They're going to do it. They're obviously fixing it, and I'm glad that they're fixing it, because obviously that would be irritating if not. So I know that they do good work because I've seen it. Obviously, I have the other parts, and they look phenomenal. Why this one piece? I have no idea. So this video is already running long. I'm going to end it here, like I said. If you guys are new to the channel, please watch the other videos, because there's a lot of content that I have made, especially for manufacturing stuff for this car. Again, I do a lot of, obviously, R&D stuff. This is new. No one else in the world, as far as I know, has a cooling system for the 5th gen V6 Camaro. And I obviously have the RS, which is the upgraded version from the base model LT. And I love my car. Sylvia is not stocked by any means now. Obviously, check out the other videos. But if you guys are new, thank you for coming. Subscribe, hit the like button, tell everybody that you know, because we are doing a giveaway. You'll see that in the other videos as well. If you guys are existing, welcome back. Thank you, obviously. I appreciate you coming to support the channel. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me via comment or email. The email is going to be right here. And you guys have a wonderful day, and we will talk later.